Could you explain a little bit about what they're about to see?
Yeah, so pretty much for anyone that has never seen bingo for any other games, there's like bingo for, you know, Super Mario 64 and Zelda and so on and so forth. We made one for Elden Ring. So pretty much there's a bingo board with 25 objectives, and each objective is something you can do in the game. And there's a form called Lockout. So if I do something that is on the board and mark it, Aggie cannot mark it anymore. So whoever gets a line first pretty much wins in bingo, and it becomes a very strategic type of gameplay to figure out what the other player is doing at that time and trying to counterplay and block lines and so on and so forth. We are using a mod, and it's going to be the DLC Elden Ring as well. That's going to be taking place. We're going to start in the very beginning of the DLC and go from there.
Yeah, worth noting that both of our players, their monitors are tilted away, so they cannot see each other's screens. Players will not be aware of where the other player is. Also, once we get started, they're going to take their headsets on and put on headphones, so they can't hear myself or Chris, because obviously we don't want either player to ever know where the other player is, because they haven't even seen the card yet. They're going to have 3 minutes once we start to prep their class, look at the card, decide what they're going to do, and go. So, gentlemen, if you're ready, I feel like we can probably get in here, and one of you can start the match on the card.
Yeah, I was going to throw out one more thing really quick here, because we're going to question that, is the mod has Kale at the DLC. So you're going to see like a shop with a lot of items. We made that available so players can actually like custom build a build right before the bingo board is available. So you can kind of like figure out what you want to do for the whole match. So if you're going to see that, just, you know, be ready for a lot of cool items. That's it.
You gents ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Do it.
I'll, Domo, why don't you click the start match on the thing, and when I finish a countdown here, does that sound good?
Cool.
Let's get some Elden Ring bingo in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, good luck, Aggie.
Good. So like Domo said, this mod starts the players in the DLC with 50 vigor, a club, a way to cast sorceries, and a way to cast incantations. Now, the build as it is a retch for everything else. So level 1 or 10 in every other stat. And like Dom said, we have Kale here at the beginning. This is an addition with the mod. And the players start with 160,000 runes to sort of build their class with. Now, simultaneously, while they're building their class, which is sort of dependent on the board, the two players are looking at the board for the first time. So neither of them have seen this exact configuration of goals before. There are about 200 goals that all take place within the DLC. 25 of them have been randomly selected and laid out in a random configuration. So there are two ways to win in this lockout format, where when you get a goal, another player cannot. Basically, if you get a goal and another player doesn't, and then you complete a full column, row, or diagonal before your opponent does, you win instantly. That means the match could theoretically be over in 25 minutes, though they don't usually happen like that because, of course, you can block. The other way to win is if all possible rows are denied, whichever player has a majority vis-a-vis 13 goals at the end wins. Now, I know that was a lot of information all at once, but we'll cover it again later. Chris, why don't you talk a little bit about what's going on here in the prep period?
Yeah, so as you can see, Aggie just went back to the round table to buy some smithing stones. In this mod, it is customized so that it only takes 2 smithing stone per upgrade level, as to keep the overall cost very similar to a somber weapon. So that there's a bit of balancing with that. I don't think either of them are really going to use a starting weapon. Looks like Dom is grabbing an Astral War for later. But either way, they'll need upgrade materials. Usually a common weapon that players will go to is the Great Katana.
Yeah.
Available pretty early on in the Gravesite Plain. You can just kind of go right to it and get it. So I can imagine both the players going to grab that. There doesn't seem to be a square. There are some squares that are kill a boss with the X weapon. That's like not too typical of a weapon. But there's none of that on here, so probably we'll just see Great Katana from both of them throughout.
Yeah, the other option, you can run the backhand blades. Those are also very early in Gravesite Plains, but Great Katana just has a lot going for it. It's got good bleed, good stagger damage, and also incredible reach, which is low-key, like really under-repped. Yeah. Reach is really nice. And it looks like we've got about 20 seconds or so before the players can cross this threshold and start doing goals. So they are just waiting for a 20-second countdown timer that you, unfortunately, at home can't see right now.
Like 3 minutes in, yeah, so like very shortly here.
Yeah. The countdown has 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. After that is 5, and potentially 4, and also 3, and I've heard 2. And some people are saying 1 and also go.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see which kind of square either of them will rush. Oh, I guess there is kill boss with backhand blades right on there. I'm a little blind. So yeah, we might see one of the both kind of going towards
Yeah,
that
because
angle.
you don't
So,
want to
yeah.
spend too... It costs a lot of runes to upgrade a weapon. So if you're going to choose to do the backhand blade square, then it kind of doesn't make a lot of sense to then invest another nearly 100,000 runes to buy all the upgrade materials and fully upgrade another weapon.
Yeah, looks like I got the Rod Wing and Sword Insignia as well, which gives you a lot of damage after applying a few multiple hits. And so that goes really well with the backhand blades, which is kind of a two-handed sword, or two one-handed swords. And so if you put bleed on a weapon like that, then that can be really big damage early on.
It looks like Aggie's rushing to the backhand blades, and Dom may be forsaking it. Yeah, so there's the backhand blade pickup for Aggie. And again, he will have to go back to roundtable hold in order to upgrade that weapon.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, just because we have the upgrade materials doesn't mean it's plus 24 right out the get-go. We have Visit 5 Mikola crosses.
Yeah,
so this is a sort of an objective throughout the world of the DLC, and Dom has just visited his first here.
So he's running to probably grab the Great Katana.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Do we have, I'm trying to look at the card here.
Yeah, Aggie having trouble pressing the Y button on the Mikola cross there.
Which is low-key weird, like the detect range is strange.
Yeah.
There is hefty pots. Over here by the Great Katana is a jail, and there's a good amount of hefty pots in jails. I don't know if that's going to be an angle he takes. Probably not, because there's other rushable stuff.
Yeah, so usually bingo boards have a good mix of kill a boss. You see there's kill Red Bear, kill Commander Gaius, which is a remembrance boss, kill 4 remembrance bosses.
Dancing Lion in center square. Center square is super important for positioning.
Yeah, blocks the most lines. And then there's also a good amount of collect squares, like I was saying, the hefty pods. They're kill... Well,
Acquire level 10,
Forge.
level 12 Shadow.
Yeah, it's just a lot of things that you got to keep in mind on your way to other squares to build you up, especially the Shadow Tree fragments. So there's a big chunk of those behind Commander Gaius, so that's some synergy there.
Now, notably, you will notice that there is no kill Consort Radahn goal on the board right now. That is a goal this season, and I guess we should mention that all 4 of us actually are participating in some way, including some people in the audience, in Bingo Brawlers, which is this really excellent league that Captain Domo on my left here runs.
The Bingo Baron himself.
Yes, the Bingo Baron, the king of squares, some have said. It is a wonderful bingo league put together by Dom that is super competitive. Season 4 starts in just a couple of weeks on Dom's channel. That's twitch.tv/captain_domo. Aggie, Chris, and I are all racing in it. We're all participants.
I'm in the first match.
Are you really?
Grand Pooh Bear.
Against Pooh.
Yeah.
There you go. A name familiar to many GDQ goers. And then Domo obviously runs and commentates the thing. So this is sort of a beginning of the season showcase to get everybody excited. And if you do want to see that Kill Radahn, we have a donation goal. Bobby, can we get an update on that?
Absolutely. We are at $13,560 towards Able Gamers, and we have to hit that $15,000 mark to get that incentive. Mind if I do a donation or two?
Please, get in there.
Yeah,
We have $100 from Oofoofs that says everybody wins, which I don't know if that's true, but in our hearts.
One person will definitely lose, but
Totally,
that's
yeah.
okay.
But in our hearts, everyone wins. And also, we have another $100 from SOS that says, excuse me, let me clear my throat to do this.
Sure.
Curse you, Bill!
Good.
There you go.
Thank you so much for the donations, everybody. Able Gamers is a tremendous charity. And if we hit that 15,000 mark, Chris and I have set up a save file on each computer. So both of our players will start at the Radahn boss fight and race to see who can beat the hardest boss FromSoft has ever, ever, bold text made.
Maybe not after a recent nerf,
Okay,
but
Chris. But yeah, so both of our players will race to beat Radahn if we can hit that $15,000 mark before the end of this run. So get those donations in. I promise you it is going to a great cause. So both of our players are just doing sort of overworld movement right now to get set up for further goals.
Yeah. There is the kill the rolling giant lightning ram, which is one of my favorite squares. It is very difficult to actually kill that thing. It moves very fast, and it will deal a lot of damage to you as well. So that probably won't be something rushed, for sure.
But both of our players definitely going for this fast route to Altus. Which feels weird to say Altus because to me that means a different
Shadow Altus.
So Shadow Altus.
Very different.
Let's get it clear. Because the other way is going through Rolana's castle, which is long, and that's not even a square really for us necessarily. And so
See Dom here actually doing a skip down to that path that Aggie was at.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
and
but he messed up.
so Dom is quickly quitting out there. This is a strategy when you, in Elden Ring, if you jump off of a ledge and you manage to quit out to the title screen before you die, the game will take you to your last saved position on the ground. So Domo failed that skip, which is quite tough, and he's back down here. Okay, looking good. Jump down to this ledge.
Yeah, it's really only that first jump that's a little
just
tricky.
the first one. Jump over here.
But yeah, that saves a lot of time just like running around and whatnot. So I think Dom has more progress towards the 5 Mikla crosses, which is what he's kind of...
Yeah, if Aggie skipped the one by Tialia, then...
I think he might have.
Then
I don't know if he went to the one up towards Bellerot either.
Oh, yeah, but that would explain the difference why Aggie's so much further as well. So maybe Aggie's just saying, okay, hey, that's a common rush goal. I'm not even going to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because I know Dom is going to do it. There's no point.
It is on a corner square, though, which is the next most valuable, or like a diagonal.
Can you explain sort of the positioning of squares and why they're important?
Yeah, so as we said earlier, the center square is most important. You can see it blocks 4 entire bingo lines, and if a player gets a bingo, they just outright win. And so then next you have the diagonals, which block 3 lines, and then the rest only block 2, either just the vertical or the horizontal ones.
Yeah, so like a super interesting, like once you really get into the meta of bingo, it's not just about, oh, this square is rushable, I should do it to get a point on the board. It's also, oh, I can actually block a fair amount. Because, like Chris was saying, that center square positioning is so clutch. Because it blocks so many lines and conversely at the same time opens up line opportunities for you. Because, it's not just about blocking, you also want to go on offense.
Yeah.
So yeah, Aggie also just sort of moving up here. Is he going to even visit this cross? Because maybe at this point...
I think he might be killing Dane as the boss with the backhand blades. Oh, he is grabbing the cross.
Grabbing the cross just in case.
So you can't actually go like backwards through Castellensis to go and get that cross in Castellensis if you like jump around. I'm not sure if either of them will do that, but we'll see Aggie actually going back to one of those.
Okay, so crosses. Maybe...
Yeah, it looks like they're both kind of rushing it because, yeah, it's really just on the way to just around the map. Yeah. So
and it also, you're going there for shadow fragments anyway.
Yeah.
Which is one of the other goals. I point up there, like the viewers at home can tell that there's a massive screen up there that I'm looking at, which they can't. But yeah, I'm loving this layout, by the way. This is really, really excellent. Shout out to support class for putting together a really great layout for us here for bingo. It's always fun when a run gets submitted and it's like, yeah, we need one layout just for this. It's like, well, let's make it happen.
Yeah. And it looks like Aggie did get the visit 5 Mikla crosses.
Okay, so I guess we just happened to miss. Aggie definitely visited more crosses than we thought. Chat going crazy about us not having seen it. But it's exciting for us. So as you can see, now that is completely blocked. So Domo can no longer mark Mikla crosses at all. So he can still visit them, but they don't go towards the goal for him.
I do notice on Dom's hotbar that he does have a couple different greases. And so there is a square kill a boss after inflicting 3 different status effects.
Yeah.
I've seen him go for this square. Oh, Aggie dying there is totally fine. All you need is the big rune and then just get back out of the grace. But I've seen Domo go for the inflict 3 status effects on Rolana before, actually, which is is probably one of the toughest bosses in the DLC. You can kind of get a lot more Shadow Fragments and be a lot stronger to kind of overpower her later, but like early on, she is like very tricky to deal with.
Domo choosing not to die, maybe picking up the Spirit Ash over here, or I don't think that's a goal. He is getting it.
He's getting the boys for the vibes,
Maybe it's to aid in sort of drawing aggro.
I guess he just wants to warp to round table, yeah. So might as well grab it on the way.
It might be faster in the long run. Bobby, let's get some donations.
Absolutely. We have a $100 anonymous donation.
Sick.
Thank you so very much for that. As well as a $75 donation from Tim Lofi that says, can't wait to see all the bosses that destroyed my well-being getting the speed run treatment. Thank you so much, Tim.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we just saw Dom put on the Impaling Thrust that he grabbed earlier at the start during the prep phase on the Great Katana. Impaling Thrust, one of the better Ashes of War, especially because it's piercing damage, and there's a few different physical damage types, and piercing is generally pretty good against a lot of the DLC bosses. I think Rolana included.
You can kind of think about it like Pokemon type charts. in that bosses and enemies are weak to and resistant to and neutral to certain physical and elemental damage types. So like bosses are pretty frequently weak to slash or pierce, but it's kind of difficult to inflict piercing damage with most viable weapons, so Impaling Thrust is nice to not only be a powerful Ash of War L2, but also deals a good amount of piercing damage. And it also deals poise damage, which we'll probably talk about more once we...
Ooh, Aggie did actually get stomped on the fire. Those Furnace Golems are hit pretty hard.
I mean, Domo's chosen to buy some armor from Roundtable, and Aggie did not. So I'm curious if maybe that's going to be a difference maker to some degree.
Yeah, it looks like they are...
Hippo, maybe?
Oh, yeah, they might have a little bit of a race here. It looks like Dom's set up for the 3 status effects on him, though, which I think will generally be fat. Maybe, I don't know.
Freeze would be nice, and then the Great Katana comes with bleed.
And then Rock Grease.
And then Rock Grease.
And that'll just be good damage over time, especially when dealing low damage by default, because that's percent based. I mean, all the status effects that he has are percent based, so... But applying Rod at the start is going to be the biggest damage there.
Hippo would also make sense for Dom because he's blocking Aggie's row 1 here.
Yep. It also, the Hippo drops 2 Shadow Tree fragments.
Yeah, which is huge.
So it just sets up for the 12. And gives you a good chunk of money to help level up your character a bit more.
Activate Windows, by the way.
Yeah. So it's like right after Dom finishes using up the rest of his money, he'll probably just jump right into this fight.
Yeah, you have to imagine, right? His Shadow Blessing level is going to be what, like 2 or 3?
Probably 4 or 5.
It's at 4?
4, yeah.
So
not too bad.
Not excellent, but really not that bad.
But
yeah, applying the Rock
Dom
Grease
is a Hippo expert nowadays, so he's
it also
surely.
Worth noting, that is 1 grease. So if Dom fails here, he's not going to get this grease back.
And each grease is like 8,000 runes. So at the start, that's like a lot of money. He's pretty committed to this square. But it can be tricky to get openings to apply the various greases throughout the fight, which Aggie, entering the same fight, does not have to do with that. He can just start going crazy with the backhand blades.
So both of them racing here. He's applied the Rot. You can see that Golden Hippo's health bar is ticking down. That means the Rot has been applied. Now he's going to go for the Freeze. Freeze is nice because it is going to do a percent-based damage once it procs. Here's phase 2 coming in. Nice stagger out of it. Yep. Nice. Those jump R2s deal a lot of poise damage.
And there's I think it's the Bleed proc or Freeze.
No Freeze proc yet, I don't think.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Ooh, that move is, pretty annoying to dodge consistently.
Okay.
Going for the stagger, nice.
And now he needs to get a couple. Okay, that's the freeze. That's the freeze.
So that's all 3 statuses. So if he does get that, all Dom has to do now is just finish up the kill. And then he'll get 2 squares for the price of 1.
That attack is so awful.
Yeah. Oh, this is fun too.
Oh, I hate the roll.
Oh, that's fine though. Yeah, Dom knows to just kind of be under him directly as he does that.
2 slams. Going for the Impaling Thrust. Getting
but
hit.
You see this Rot really just dealing a lot of damage over time.
The wall is so tough here though.
Yeah.
Nice.
There it is.
Nice.
And you wait for the enemy felled, and there it is.
2 squares for Mr. Domo. Excellent. As you can see, Bingo can change at a moment's notice. Still very worth for Aggie to kill this boss, though, for a myriad of reasons.
Nice dodge. But you see, Aggie really wasn't far behind, but that Rock Grease is really what made the difference, like, because of the long fight.
The Freeze Grease also doing the percent-based.
Yeah, Aggie gets a lot of bleeds out. And he has just, like, a lot of strong base damage as well, just from the Rod and Wing and Sword Insignia.
What?
Yeah, that hitbox is a hitbox indeed. So that's...
Wow.
It happens though, but the thing is with Bingo, it's like, you know, Dom could also just have a moment like that, or even still, like, it just... doesn't matter how good you are mechanically, if you're just better at strategy and overall board decision making, like you can beat someone who's mechanically like a good amount better than you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And both these players are very similar in skills. So
yeah, I would agree.
There is definitely room for a comeback.
And stuff like that happens. Like we've got easily another hour of gameplay left. And the fact of the matter is the bosses in the DLC are hard and our players are tackling them with minimal levels, minimal Shadow Blessing. So it's understandable to have deaths here and there. That one obviously heartbreaking with only one R1 left to kill that Golden Hippo. But Aggie is expert enough and has more than enough challenge runs under his belt to shake it off and move on to the next thing.
Yeah, it looks like he's pivoting off immediately and just going to Bellerot, knowing that
Dancing Lion is probably next on the menu. Yeah.
It's a very important square.
Bobby, while our players go through Bellerot here, if you got a couple donations, let's hear them.
Oh, we have more than just a couple donations. We have many, many of them coming in for this run, including a $250 donation from Zachary. Yes.
Thank you, Zachary.
And that comment says, had to donate during the match of the century, the Prince of Darkness versus Lilium Agacus. Shouts out to Adef and Chris on the couch as well. Thank you so much for that donation.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is very generous. And reminder, that is 15K milestone. Is that right, Bobby? 15K for the...
You are correct.
Okay, so let's keep those donations coming. We got about an hour and maybe a little bit of change. So let's get those donations in. We can make it for sure.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll do my part.
All right.
I'll do my part. I don't have my credit card with me.
Okay, well, it's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts. I'll do my part later. Honor system.
Oh, these birds are the worst, man.
Yeah, they really said Deathrite birds, but small.
Ooh, and yeah, just putting out.
Oh my God.
Ooh,
this is huge.
We get the board.
Thank you to the GDQ tech team for being goated with the sauce. I was handed an iPad. I feel like, I don't know, I'm going to make some joke like about Gen Z
or something. Yeah,
in church. Do you have games on your phone, etc. So yeah, both of our players, I mean, this is, when we get into legacy dungeons like this, it's just classic Dark Souls speedrunning pathing. It's like, okay, don't fight a single thing, dodge every enemy, get to the boss as fast as possible.
Take the best lines you can.
Some small movement optimizations are possible in Elden Ring. The same bird giving some issues here.
It gave a better attack pattern, not the flurry kick, which can be really annoying to deal with, and especially because Aggie doesn't have any armor compared to...
Yeah, which is definitely an interesting choice here. We've seen it already be huge on not just the sort of smelting golem, is that what they're called? The
Furnace Golem.
Furnace Golem. Not just on him, but also on Hippo. Potentially, who knows, Aggie may have survived if he had armor. So it's sort of those, you know, Dom may have traded some money and 30 seconds to get the armor, but it might be worth.
Yeah. Oh, another thing I noticed that there's acquire both aspect of the Crucible incantations, and the Hippo actually dropped one of those.
Oh, true,
so, yeah.
And the other one is...
synergy here.
The other one is in... what's that place in Romina? Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Just hear Dom going into the lion fight.
Incredible song.
Yeah, incredible soundtrack. Definitely one of my favorites.
So we touched on this a little bit, but there is a hidden damage meter in Elden Ring called the Poise Meter. And when a boss's Poise Meter hits 0, they stagger, which allows you to get a riposte. So our players are pretty much always conscious, and as you can see, there's a riposte. So Dom is going for big attacks, like charge R2s, jump attacks, and his L2 impaling thrust, because those deal a lot of poise damage. So basically every boss will have a static poise meter of, say, like 80 or 120. And when you damage them, that meter goes down by a set amount based on what attack you did. But then it immediately starts a countdown timer. And if that timer reaches 0, it starts going back up again. So you want to do successive hits really quickly. And when bosses are downed, not only do the riposte do a lot of damage, but you also do like 1.5x damage or something for a short amount of time.
Yeah, when they're staggered, they take 20% more damage from any hits. So you kind of try and sneak in a couple attacks, given that if you have the stamina, and they don't stand back up in time. So yeah. Dom, ooh, yeah. So the line has a lot of changes a lot of the elements, and some of those hitboxes can be really, really tough to deal with. But you can see here, Dom actually entered this fight a lot earlier than Aggie, but Aggie's caught up on the damage by a good amount. Oh, but Dom did just get a stagger though.
This is huge.
Yeah. Oh, and the weight prompt, that did matter. That wouldn't have killed with the just the R2 there. So this is a remembrance boss. There is the kill for remembrance boss squares on the board. So yeah, Aggie going for that, or like finishing off the lion is
still good.
Totally
and also
fine,
you get a ton of runes.
And it drops the helmet, can give you a bit of stats as well if you want.
And my boy is armorless, so
yeah.
Okay, and still a great kill from Aggie.
Yeah.
So So Aggie's probably feeling the pressure here, knowing that not only does Domo, he's opening a line here on column 3, but also...
Oh yeah, that was backhand blade.
Oh yeah, that is a boss backhand blades only. So that is a goal for Aggie. So we're actually still pretty neck and neck here. Aggie's probably, again, like I said, feeling the pressure a little bit on column 3. Bottom left, top right diagonal is already blocked by the Mikula crosses, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Other than that, we're sort of just neck and neck here.
Column 3 can be a little scary. It looks like
Dom has precedent already, or precedence rather, for the level 12 Shadow and the aspect of the Crucible incantations. Dom has progress. So, okay, Aggie is going for a kill here on the Curse Blade Assassins. Maybe trying to open up column 5 here and apply some pressure of his own.
And mind if I hop in with one thing really quick?
Please, Bobby, go ahead.
We just passed $14,000 for Able Gamers Foundation. Thank you all so much for those donations. We have just a little bit left to get to that $15,000 for that milestone, so let's get that in.
We are getting so close, guys. That is incredible. So much money raised in even just the last 5 minutes. And Aggie killing his first Curse Blade Assassin there. We're going to see a second probably in just a moment, and probably, right here in Belleron.
So that would be a good square, or open up that column 5 a bit more.
But Dom is opening up column 3 here.
He set it up for, she's primed for the column 3 with the 12 Shadow Fragments and the Crucible incantations. So really a quick block from Aggie would be Red Bear. So Dom going into that immediately to get it before him.
This is smart.
Potentially, to cut him off before it can happen.
Aggie living on 1, Vitality is real.
Yeah, these Curse Blade Assassins are so annoying.
They should be a boss. I'm so shocked.
One of them is a boss, yeah.
Oh, you're so right, Chris.
Yeah.
So that's 2. Aggie's waiting for Rune Acquisition to mark it, and there he marks it.
Ooh, big damage from the Red Bear. Oh, and then
another bear is joining the fight.
Boris, and killed by his father. Oh, no.
Drama here at GDQX.
These Red Bears, you kind of just want to, you want to just brute force them and just, keep swinging at them, but it's you got to play a little slow. And there it is.
So this is going to be, this is going to put a lot of pressure on Aggie here. Yeah,
So play here just be probably
level 12?
Shadow. Yeah, because Gaius is on there.
You're behind on Hippo already, but Hippo is 2 Shadow Fragments.
Although Aggie still has a Grace right before Hippo, so
that's
it wouldn't be too bad to just go back and kill him. So I can imagine Aggie, I was going to say maybe try to just rush his own column before, but probably just going to get one of the pot friends here. A different kind of pot friend. Who drops the Shadow Tree Fragment just to help get towards that 12. I'm getting sniped by the Knight.
Now, worth noting, too, there's mind games in Bingo, right? Because even though Dom has opened up this column 3 so commandingly, and it looks like, oh, well, this is the clear choice, he could always just not do the other 2 goals.
Bluff it and just leave it open.
Force Aggie to waste time trying to, quote-unquote, block him when it's not actually necessary. Obviously, we don't know what the plan is yet. It does look like Domo's moving towards Rao Ruins.
Yeah, I think that's where he might be going to.
Because if you can win, why not?
Yeah. Bobby, I think we have a moment to talk about our milestone.
Oh, yeah.
15,000.
Absolutely. We just passed that $15,000. We will be seeing that incentive that was just met at the end of this run for that race. It's going to be awesome. Thank you so much. And with that, we had a $500 donation from, I think it's Sidon, that says, had to donate during the first time I get to see Elden Ring in person at a GDQ. Thank you, GDQ, Aggie and Dino, and of course, The Couch with their silky smooth narrative. You guys rock.
I do have a silky smooth narrative.
Yeah, it must be nice. Anyway, Dom's going to the ancient ruins here, waving to the camera.
Hey! Chat say hey? They know their chat.
I mean, yeah. They
really makes you think.
Yeah.
You know what I miss? I gotta say, I like the little lamenting things you can drop in Elden Ring for PvP, but I miss in Dark Souls 1 when it was like, hello!
Yeah, I like the other ones more
I miss that guy.
Instead of this speaking into the...
Yeah.
It's like this dark,
oh no!
Voice, yeah.
So Aggie killing this pot guy here.
Pot friend.
Pot enemy.
Well, he doesn't really
Hilarious.
attack you, and he's probably also going to hit this bell burning pot too.
Oh, yeah. Got a bow from Round Table just for this.
No, that's just a pickup. That's a bone bow. That, I think that was in...
Oh, I thought he just bought it in Round Table. Maybe I'm
Nah.
not paying attention, which is perfectly... I've got this iPad in front of me. I can't help myself.
So he might be grabbing that on the way to maybe go towards Commander Gaius, perhaps, for the 12.
Yeah, that is 5
Yeah.
fragments. The highest density of any fragments in the game is right there after Commander Guys, and that's also one of our goals.
Yeah. Another high density fragments is being 2 is up in this church. So, yeah, he's definitely rushing toward that 12 Shadow Fragments, which is also a good square to kind of get early-ish on because...
It makes you so strong.
Yeah, you're just like, 12 is like, there's this kind of a curve for the fragments, and at 12, then you'll start getting like diminishing returns compared to keep going more. So 12 is like a very solid number to get, but it does take a minute.
Is there NPC invaders? Because Aggie's entering the church quite...
Oh yeah, he
entered through the
probably
long
won't
way.
be able. Yeah, he won't be able to quit out here.
So there is DLC Spirit Ashes.
Or
that
he's probably just
seems
gonna
like
outrun
lessons
it.
On that, but oh yeah, just outrun him, I guess. I think it is
Have
faster to jump
despawn.
through the window and then quit out.
Yeah. You might have just forgot. I don't know how far away you have to run. I usually just quit out. But yeah, it looks like Dom is going through to the Ancient Route Ruins, probably just...
The Crucible
there is
Incan't.
actually
There are
couple
2
good
shadow fragments here
There's
as well.
3. There's one on the pot guy
There's
that'll be
pot
coming
guy.
up here. And then there's the one right by the cross.
Yeah.
And then there's
Oh, yeah,
one
true.
on like an altar
Yeah, that's
up
right.
before Romina. So yeah, Queeline did return. That's actually like not too bad.
No. So
Especially
here's Omsford.
without the no logo mod too, so it might be faster actually.
So Aggie might actually be ahead on Shadow Fragments right now, though I think they're more neck and neck. Dom's just winging this.
Going for a little tree skip here. Nice.
Wow, nice.
little
Okay,
skip.
I'm
That's
impressed.
not too bad.
So that skips a little bit of traversal, and in bingo, every second counts. And Bobby, if you got a donation, let's lock it in.
Absolutely. We have $10 from Astral7 that says, Game on, gamers. And as well as another donation that helped push us over to that 15K was $580
My God.
from Bushy. Yes, let's get some hype for that. Right.
Hi, Bushy.
That comment says, sorry, Domo, this is for the Renala Square.
Thank you. That's very generous. Bushy also participating in Season 4 of Bingo Brawlers. Again, Bingo Brawlers is a remarkable event put on by our good friend right here, Captain Domo, currently in the lead 4-3. And Dom will not be playing, though. He's just running the event and commentating it, though he is quite a bingo player in his own right. Participating, some names, Starro Chris, Lil Aggie, myself, Bushy. We got CBD, we got Grand Pooh Bear, we got
Arkin Harbor is also in the crowd.
We got a lot of amazing gamers participating this season. It's going to be really intense. Pretty much every weekend in October over on Dom's channel, twitch.tv/Captain Domo.
Yep.
You'll be able to see some intense bingo gaming.
Yeah, starting October 4th. So yeah, Dom grabbing those Shadow Tree fragments along the way to the last spot here.
Not much else to do in Rao Ruins besides the aspect of the Crucible
There is
incantation.
the burn the ceiling tree.
Burn Ceiling Tree, and
that
Leda and her
could-
companions would be potentially later as well. If you wanted to do it in the Leda fight in your
True, yeah.
in your Ilum, you would have to go through here anyway. Aggie mashing through the information on the load screen, trying to learn something. Advanced messages.
And when you're on the load screen, you just want to be pressing buttons, you know.
So true. Getting the America... Yeah, getting the Blessing of America here.
It's going backwards here. Wonder
Oh,
why.
maybe Tialie? Surely this wouldn't be the fastest way.
Maybe grabbing a hefty pot. No, that's just the poison pot cookbook. So I do not know.
Here's the... I mean, if you want to
Yeah.
get closer. St. Trina, maybe?
Oh yeah, maybe it could be going down to there.
But this doesn't feel like the way to rush that.
Maybe he's calling a potential bluff on the acquiring 12 Shadow Tree fragments.
I feel that feels so risky.
Mm-hmm. There are some on the way there. There's about 2. on the way to like having Citrine talk to you. There's one kind of in Cerulean Coast, and then one in the actual underground area.
He's not going to Tialia. He is going around here, down into the riverbed.
Yeah, I mean, that's a way, without having to kill Ancient Dragonman, you can go to Cerulean Coast through here.
Yeah.
It looks like Dom is actually heading toward, maybe getting the Sword of Light and Dark.
Oh, yeah, true. Okay. Maybe the preemptive
because the Sword of Light is right where you get the other Crucible Incantation.
Yeah, it is right there. Yeah. So it would make sense to get this to have that. Yeah, okay. So to explain what Chris and I are talking about, so Dom is sort of burning the candle at both ends, if you will. So he is not only working towards a goal of his own, because he has that grace in Rao Ruins to get the aspect of the Crucible Incantation, but also the Sword of Light is right there at the exact same place. So Dom needs to get the sword that transforms into the Sword of Light here. And so since he already had the grace nearby, is just picking that up so that not only can he work towards his own line, but he can potentially block Aggie's. So this is a nice little skip here to get up without having to kill the Furnace Golem.
Yep. So you do actually have to dismount to pick it up, and it like locks your position. It's such a weird item pickup. But it actually, if you pick it up in the Rao Ruins first, it'll actually be the Stone Sheath Sword, and then you go there to make it into the light version, and then the Catacomb into the dark version. And like you can kind of pick it up anywhere, whichever one you pick it up first changes how it transforms.
It's a cool goal.
Aggie getting the 2 Hanging Pot Bell Bearings just now.
Very nice.
So tied it up on purely on the board, but even still, there is still that column 3 pressure.
Yeah, that column 3 pressure is feeling pretty big right now.
Yeah, Dom is about to just get like 2 more squares right here. So with a little bit of an invisible bridge here, if you did not know, now you do know. That is how you get to here.
So yeah, this altar here is where it's going to become the Sword of Light. This is a goal immediately.
And then there's some parkour down to grab the other incant.
So that's the block. Very nice. Now Dom is...
Didn't really seem like Aggie was setting up for that, the column 5, but a square is a square.
A square is a square. It's been said. Elmo, I think, said that.
Okay, yeah.
And here's that pressure into column 3, that is tough. Aggie's in a really difficult spot now. Dom is now just 1 goal away from closing this out.
But yeah, bingo games can be really fast, like 20, 30 minutes even, but then sometimes they can be like 2.5 hours, depending on just how back and forth the board is like blocking each other and just how late the squares can go to. Like some squares can be, as you can see, just way longer than other squares.
Does look like Aggie's maybe moving towards Gaius.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Because of just the density of shadow fragments. Because as you go up, it requires more and more shadow fragments each level. So once you pass like the first one, it becomes you need 2 per. And then I think once you pass 10, maybe it becomes 3.
Yeah, to get to level 10, then it takes 3, and then it's 3 all the way through. So
total you need, I'm going to do this, 1, and then 8 times 2 is 16, so 17, plus 2 times 3 is 6, so 23. You need 23 fragments?
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. So true.
But it looks like Dom is also grabbing some extra fragments along the way and heading to Gaius as well.
Yeah, there's really no reason for Domo not to just go for this because he's already ahead. So even if he gets sniped on this, it's still time well spent because you're making progress towards other things, but also you're buffing yourself up because the higher your shadow level fragment, the more damage you deal and the less damage you take from DLC damage. So this is a really good square, even if you get sniped, and there's no reason for Dom not to try to win here because if you can close it out in the first 45 minutes, I mean, why not?
Yeah. Dom grabbing some hefty crackpots here for potentially later.
Dom is also holding on to over 200,000 runes right now. DLC inflation goes nuts. Bobby, I think we got time for a couple donations here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Well, we have $50 from Mookow that says, Elden Ring Bingo at GDQ at TwitchCon. Of course I have to donate to that. As well as $25 from Omi that says, I met my partner by streaming Elden Ring. So happy to see bosses we struggled through on the board in person. Good luck to both runners.
I met my star Chris through streaming.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Yeah, we're not together.
Well, so as you said, even if Dom does lose out the, say, kill Commander Gaia's square and the 12 Shadow Tree fragments, it is still Remembrance boss. There is that kill for Remembrance
true.
So, which,
and this also this is progress towards the Shadow Tree avatar as well.
Yeah, which is another Remembrance boss.
And this is also progress towards Burn the Ceiling Tree, because Mesmer is also up here. This is a very central location.
Risky.
So Aggie did a little thing there where he jumped and then held the sprint button during the jump.
Yeah.
And that sort of allows you to buffer in the sprint without having to do the weird acceleration run-up, which is really nice for parkour where it's really tight.
Yeah, especially with that Knight aggroed on you, throwing the Mesmer fire at you. That's that's always a tight situation.
So Aggie's not even gonna, drain the water here. He needs to rush for this square. Checking his Shadow Tree fragments
Something
here.
I noticed as well, I don't think Doma picked up the Oh Mother gesture, which is how you get to the finger ruins,
Yeah.
which is, there is a square to kill the giant hand there, and I believe Aggie did pick that up. So that split path is right where Gaius is, so, when
Aggie
that comes
will
in
have-
later, Aggie will
yeah.
have a little bit of priority there on that.
Exactly.
Oh, there is DLC Spirit Ashes on the board, so the one that Dom grabbed earlier in Fort Reprimand.
Yeah. I also noticed that like 5 minutes ago. I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Have we had any bosses with Knight in the name yet? I don't think so. I don't think that's relevant quite
I
yet.
don't think so, no.
Also, that bottom left square, not super important. As you can see, sometimes bingo matches just wind up like almost centralized to one half of the board because the sort of back and forth block this, block that is going on in one central location. So column 1, completely rejected at the moment. Our players hate it, confirmed. But yeah, really interesting to see how our players are sort of angling towards the same thing right now, obviously, because Aggie really needs this block in column 3 to not lose, and Dom really needs it, conversely, obviously, to win. Dom, the only fragments Dom has access to that Aggie doesn't right now are the Golden Hippo fragments, because Aggie has yet to kill that boss.
And the Ancient Rao Ruins that...
Oh, true, yeah, the 3 in Ancient Rao Ruins. So Dom's got a little bit of a lead
Although
here,
Aggie could run to those. Now he has like a Grace and Shadow Keep that he can go back to run through there, so it doesn't need to kill Hippo to get up through.
Though Hippo
drop back down.
Hippo might be pretty fast now because his shadow level is much higher now, so it might be worth to just do that
like
for
after
2 really quickly.
Gaius or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Can swing back there.
You're warped right there. Boom. There's 2.
It'll be much stronger as well.
Aggie's gonna do the jump on the. Ooh, okay, I thought he fell.
Bad.
This walk is fun. This is a nice little skip to get to Gaius about 10 seconds faster, maybe less.
Yeah, you don't have to go up the ladder, then fall down and around. Just run on the little like railing there.
And Bobby, before we get into Commander Gaius here, probably time for 1 or 2 more donations.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we have plenty of donations to read here, including a $25 from Chains FX that says, absolutely love Souls Bingus. Good luck to both runners. Love watching these lockout matches. And shout out to Chris on the couch, hyped for the next Strings Attached match.
Oh, nice.
No way. That's me.
That is you, Chris. So we take the long elevator here. Aggie about to go into the Commander Gaius fight here. Commander Gaius, a bit of a polarizing boss when the DLC first dropped. It's one of those bosses, and I truly hate to say this, once you learn it, it's really fun.
It's one of my favorite fights.
But yeah, casually, this one was rough, but once you learn the pattern, then you're like, well, actually, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and especially fighting him at kind of range, it was what gets him to charge a lot more, and like in general. So, and the charge, that's probably like the one move that's just a little janky. It has a pretty decent, like, big hitbox, and you can even get double hit by it it can just like kind of one-shot you, and it normally would if it just runs into you. I get leveling up to 7 Shadow Tree Fragment levels, so
like 48 decks.
yeah, so he has pretty good damage here, especially with the physic buff. But yeah, once you get in on guys and are just fighting close quarters, it's a lot of fun, and see that Nice, good dodge.
Honestly, that first attack is the only attack I dislike.
Yeah, exactly.
So the backhand blades are great DPS. These things hit just
especially with the bleed
so
and all
constantly.
the buffs that he has.
And the rot insignia.
Yeah, he has the physic to increase the tier as well. Ooh, yeah, there's the back kick.
So yeah, a good amount of speedrunning bosses in FromSoft games also is like, we call it greed. Do I greed here? So like Aggie going for an extra R1 combo there, even though the backstep was maybe coming. Or the buck, I guess you could call it. The one downside
nice
of the backhand blades, poise damage is not great, even though you are doing a lot of hits. So you're not going to see a ton of staggers unless you go for some charge R2s or something. Nice dodge.
Just got the stamina for that.
Nice strafe on that as well. Okay, so getting a nice... That's a great stagger too, because that's right before the phase transition.
So you can get a good amount of free hits in here before he does it, and then probably like... Okay, yeah.
Hot tip to those at home, this next attack, roll when he starts spinning faster.
And you can roll right into him as I think Aggie will do here, yeah. And then you can just get a big punish on him as he does that.
Phase 2, not that different from Phase 1 if you just stay in.
Yeah.
Getting at range is where Gaia starts to become a problem.
Should be close to another bleed proc here. Especially with this. Yeah.
Nice. Roll with, and very good. That was textbook.
Very clean fight from Aggie there. So now Dom will know that, okay, yeah, he's at Commander Gaius. He's already ahead on the, Commander Gaius, but also towards the 5 Shadow Tree fragments here that Aggie's going to be running to pick up.
And now a lot of pressure on column 4 as well from Aggie.
Yeah, actually, though, yeah. Because
Torch is
Dom might not know if he has the Shadow Tree Avatar set up, like the water drained or
exactly.
anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that. And then, yeah, it's in the same vicinity as Commander Gaius.
Ooh, I love bingo. I love watching bingo. Dom making a little noise here. Enemies do respond to noise in Elden Ring. Aggie's got
They do have ears, yeah.
They've got ears, confirmed.
It's always so funny seeing them just like slowly walk into a wall or something.
Why is Mom killing him?
Just for fun.
Pushing him off the ledge?
Oh, he blocked.
I mean, there's a Shadow Tree fragment right on the other side of the door.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, he does drop Flame Spear, which is an Astral War that
true,
is fire.
And that's it'll really good on Sunflower.
Yeah, it'll augment your weapon and make you deal... Ooh! A little close there. It lights Sword and Fire as well, and just like a lot of fire damage, and Shadow Tree Avatar being a flower is weak to fire.
These guys... Oh.
Yeah, that Knight does not mess around. He's one of the captains. His hat he drops actually increases the damage of the skill that he would drop as well. But fortunately, there's a Stick America, so it's just right there anyway. The respawn. To Aggie running back through to Shadow Tree Avatar. So potentially just leaving open the level 12.
Feel like that's nuts. I don't know. I would be so scared.
Maybe he knows that his pressure now on column 4 is honestly potentially more than 12. But now that Aggie marked Commander Gaius square, he won't know if Domos goes for that and gets the 5 fragments.
True, yeah,
so
that's
it's
true.
even like kind of riskier in that sense.
Maybe Domo's now forsaking it too. Aggie foreseeing that his pressure is high enough that he doesn't really need to worry about the fragments now. Because those 5 from Gaius are pretty essential for 12.
Yeah, you can get it without it, but it takes a lot more
longer.
running around. Yep.
You know what I just realized? There's actually 4 Shadow Tree fragments in Rao Ruins. There's the hippo at the beginning.
True, yeah, if you want to kill the hippo.
So there's another quick one.
It's not as quick, but you know, it's not like on the path.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's decently accessible.
Bobby Waller players are just running around here. Great time, I would say, for another few.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, I have a couple of reminders for folks online tuning in, as well as the folks in the room. If you would like to go ahead and check out gamesdonequick.com/schedule, you can take a look at all of our runs over the course of the rest of the weekend, including some fantastic ones today and tomorrow. So make sure to go check out that, as well as gamesdonequick.com/donate as well, if you'd like to get some dollars in here for Able Gamers Foundation. And with that, we have $10 from Nike Euro that says, "The glorious Bingo Baron will win, I believe."
Right now he is in the lead.
He is in the lead, currently 6-5. Our players neck and neck throughout this entire bout. Dom is heading into the Dragon's Pit, maybe for a torch. You can go through to get to the Lamenter's Jail.
Yeah.
To get a torch in the Lamenter's Jail. There's only 2 torches in the DLC. There's one in the Lamenter's Jail, which is in, how do you say it? Charon, Hidden Grave.
I say Karen's, or like
Karen's Hidden Grave.
Oh, Caro, yeah. There's no
Okay,
N.
there's no
yeah.
N?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, there's a torch there. So you got to go into the Lamenter's Jail there.
Greek, like the boat guy.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I guess that is the guy who ferries you across the
Yeah.
river Styx. Well, you know what? I'm just such a mythology head. There's also Lamenter Boss, so if you're just going for square density and also that row 2 pressure maybe from Dom, Lamenter Jail is good for that. The other torch is all the way down from the... I call them Winter Lanterns because of Bloodborne.
Sure, yeah. I mean, yeah.
The enemies down by Midra's Manse that are quote-unquote unkillable, but if you parry them, you can kill them, and they drop the only other accessible torch in the game.
So yeah, Aggie going back to Kale to pick up some extra power-ups. Most importantly, the red-hot Iron Wet Blade that lets him imbue the backhand blade with fire, which, as we said earlier, Shadow Tree Avatar, very weak to fire. See how close, I think, okay, he's at level 9 right now.
Turns out it's not an iPad, it's an Android tablet, and I had to figure out how to unlock it on my own.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. So Dom is killing Ancient Dragon Man here.
Not the worst NPC boss. NPC bosses are pretty infamous in all the Souls games, really. They're just usually have a ton of health, and just like, especially in Elden Ring, they input read your inputs a lot, whether that be attacks or healing and whatnot. So, but with the Great Katana, it's not too bad of a fight. And Ancient Dragon Man's pretty tame compared to some of them.
Oh, look at Aggie's damage there.
Yeah.
Okay, so on
This
the
is
Shadow
phase
Tree
1,
Avatar,
but, yeah.
the face is super weak, and Aggie's imbued fire onto these backhand blades, so the DPS is going to be really, really excellent here. Any opportunity you have to hit the head is going to be
There's Ancient
well
Dragon Man
worth.
for Domo.
Nice. Ancient Dragon Man down for Domo, so Domo's got access to the Jagged
Nice
Peak.
dodge from Aggie. So this is another Remembrance boss for Aggie as well.
This will
which
be
would
number
his third.
3.
But yeah, backhand blades are a little tricky against Shadow Tree Avatar because of the shorter range on the weapon. But yeah, in phase 1, his health bar is like effectively half of what it actually is in the future phases. Spoilers, I guess. Yeah, so, and then taking this riposte after you deplete his health bar will, in the next phase, you'll see he'll be missing like
Chris,
about a fourth of his health bar.
People in the crowd clapped after the first phase, so they don't know. You got to give.
Oh yeah, I mean, very very clean kill from Aggie there.
What?
A phase 2?
We're so mean? This is the final phase, though.
When in my first playthrough, I killed it in the first phase with the actual stagger riposte, so I didn't see it do like the weird riposte like death animation. So I was like actually like totally bamboozled by it, and again the next time as well.
Chris, this is the final.
Well, like
phase.
on another attempt.
Right.
Right.
This is the best attack because it's relatively dodgeable and opens up a ton of opportunity for damage.
Oh, I just thought you meant like because it's funny head bonk.
I mean,
But
it is
that
funny.
too, yeah.
It is funny. Funny, haha, laughed.
That
a
is
good one,
also
too.
really good.
Yeah, that one's really
nice dodge.
Okay, very nice for Maggie.
Nice kill. Yeah, it looks like Noah is running through to the... Yeah, no other reason really to be up there. Wait.
Oh my
what?
God.
He's not done?
I'm so funny.
So here he'll actually open with an explosion, and
That's every
dodging
time.
it is very good because you get a big punish here.
Yeah, he withers for like 5 full seconds.
Yeah. Ooh, into this.
Oh, this is a tough attack. You can't punish this at all, and it's 3
That's fine
times.
though. He'll come back
3
to
or
the
4?
wall, so he can kind of punish it pretty. Oh, okay. A little far out of range there.
He'll close the distance here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
By the thorns. There's the push with the head, and there's
Nice.
the kill.
Okay, that time actually.
And there's the legend felled, and that is 3 remembrance bosses for Aggie as well.
So Aggie's got 3 remembrance bosses. Not only that, but he is 1 goal away from closing out column 4. So now we have sort of
So
both of our
potentially-
players are
yeah.
like, oh, am I going to do it?
Yeah, but potentially a decent sigh of relief from Domo, knowing that, okay, he's not going for the torch that I was going to go to block off. But it also is the Lamenter boss. Those are both in the same area. The torch you find is in the
Lamenter jail.
Yeah. That's it, where the Lamenter boss is. Which, I don't know if... Yeah, Domo has the damage to take out Lamenter boss. The Lamenter boss is basically a DPS check, because if you don't deal enough damage, you'll just die to the debuff over time. Pot.
So Aggie looks like getting a hefty pot there.
Yeah. Those are all scattered around the map. That's another thing, like, similar to Shadow Tree Avatar. Just like, you just got to know the spots, or not Avatar, the Shadow Tree fragments, getting to level 12. You just got to know where they are and just, like, weave that into your routing through to the more important squares at the moment.
Yeah, and Aggie's heading, kind of just calling that Domo maybe is just going for the Lamenter here. And so Aggie's
Probably
electing...
going for both, yeah.
Aggie's like, all right, well, let's close out these Shadow Tree fragments and make some Rao Ruins progress.
Yeah, because there's burning the tree and the fighting Letta and our companion. So going through Ancient Rao Ruins is also important.
And we've got another running segment here, unfortunately, so Bobby, take us away.
Absolutely. Well, we have $25 from Nandre that says, big Aggie and Domo fan, even bigger Bobby Berm fan. That's very sweet of you. Stoked to see you all over the GDQ stage. Thank you so much for that donation. And we have a $100 donation from Phoebe Perry Queen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No comment there, but thank you again so much for that donation towards Able Gamers.
So Aggie's doing this movement optimization here that maybe looks a little silly, jumping up the stairs. But Elden Ring has this funny little quirk where when you'll see Domo even right now is running around while blocking, getting eaten. That's not part of it. But when you block in this game, if you're running and jumping and you do your first jump, the character will jump like normal. It's very fast. In fact, if you're going up slopes, jumping is incredibly quick. You save several frames per jump. Can you even believe it? But if you block for some reason, the character never goes into this weird like stagger where you slow down after the second jump. So
you just immediately start jumping.
you can immediately jump again. So blocking and jumping upstairs is really, really good. Not only that, but if you're blocking while running and you pick up an item, typically when you pick up an item in Elden Ring, you go like, oh my god, like what is that? Whoa. And then they eat it. But if you're blocking, it animation cancels that and you immediately are actionable again. So there's actually quite a lot you can animation cancel in this game. Sometimes you'll see players crouch during boss fights to animation cancel out of a slow animation to maybe get to their next action like a riposte quickly. There's lots of small optimizations in FromSoft games, especially Elden Ring, that you just wouldn't really think about or you might not think twice about, that our players are constantly analyzing. Aggie having the quit out ready.
Yeah, just because it was a little bit of a shaky setup, but yeah, all good. And yeah, he's getting these Shadow Tree fragments that Dom picked up earlier as well. So
we're nearing the 1 hour mark here. It's on square density alone. Domo has been keeping a steady lead of 1 square basically this entire time. We're 7-6 right now. Again, you need 13 squares to win or a line.
Dom picked up the torch earlier. Didn't quite point it out. But yeah, it's through the invis wall, the illusory wall. in the back of the Lamenter jail. But yeah, I think he's now just going through to fight the Lamenter boss. So the mechanic of how this boss fight works is after he takes a bit of damage, he'll like disappear, and then like 10 seconds later, him and a bunch of clones will spawn. The clones can be killed relatively easily. They deal like a couple hits, enough damage. It's really just damage. I don't know the exact numbers, but do enough damage to that, or you find the main one and do enough damage to the main one, and then the clones will disappear. But if either of those don't happen, he'll do this or a similar animation when all the clones are there. And for how many are still alive when he does that, it'll put a debuff Lamenter skull mask that floats around the player. And I believe once you get 6 or have 6 and get another, you just die instantly. So it looks like a running R1 just kills the clones. So Stone definitely has plenty of damage, but trying to find the real one, because you'd rather just be hitting the real one to make the others despawn. Yeah, and the bonk knocks you down. Yeah, so see, that's the real one over there. So now you can see that there's 3 of the skulls actually floating around Domo now. So it's a little bit of a risky start. So you can tell the difference. The loincloth on the real one is a bit more red. That's all you can really tell. But also the blood splatter just like on the model stays on the main one each time. So yeah, you can see he found the real
right
one.
away,
Yeah.
getting kind of bamboozled.
Yeah, you get kind of blasted, but so one more hit. Oh, we jumped over it.
NPC hitboxes.
He needs to deal damage now, or else it's gonna. Yeah, that's gonna be death. Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get that one last hit. That probably would have been enough damage.
Aggie's going into Romina.
Actually, yeah, this will be his 4th Remembrance boss, and then also gets him to closer to burning the ceiling tree. Romina, a boss that is pretty resistant to slash damage.
But that bleed.
The damage, and especially the bleed. Very good damage. Romina's a pretty cool, well-made boss. There's like one move in her phase 2 that she can instantly start summoning a swarm of like the butterflies, similar to her phase, like it's the same as like her phase 2 transition basically, and it just that. But when you know it's coming in the phase 2 because of the health threshold, but sometimes you can just do it randomly and it just comes out like frame 1 and there's no like startup to it. So yeah, this is actually like really good damage for Maggie here.
That Shadow Tree Blessing level also being just so nice.
Yep. And actually, there is some fragments on the way to Letta and her companions as well, so that might be the last few that Aggie gets to get to level 12, and then also on the way to Letta's companions. So pretty good routing if that's his intention. Nice dodges. See that move, yeah. Fortunately, he wasn't in close range to just immediately get hit by it, but yeah.
The 3-piece here.
I think, yeah, Dom got lamented again, actually. So even with damage, it can be, you can see how tricky it can be still. Aggie playing it safe, yeah.
Super safe, why not?
Might as well, you know.
Yeah.
Don't want another Hippo incident.
Better safe than dead.
And that is his 4th Remembrance, actually.
So we're
But yeah,
tied up.
Domo has no idea which of the 4 he did besides, you know, Commander Gaius and Shadow Tree Avatar.
Right. Aggie going back to gravesite.
Probably grab the 2 fragments at the church.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
down below. Yeah, these are 2 super quick ones.
And he might get there on the perfect line.
And it looks like Domo has abandoned the Lamenter.
Yeah,
that makes
honestly,
sense.
I don't blame him. He has the grace for it to come back to, and the keys are ready,
yeah,
so he can just run straight
absolutely
to it.
needs it.
Mhm.
And it looks like he's going towards Mesmer instead. Ooh,
Yeah, I thought that slide off didn't count as him landing there, but he knows what's up. Will he fight the knight again?
Yeah, I guess now that the flower's dead,
I think he's just letting him sneak past.
Yeah, just letting him walk past. Not only do enemies have ears, they really do have eyesight. Like, enemies
surprisingly
genuinely see you. So walking by them, you know, that guy's like, oh, well, seems like nothing.
Yeah, I think that even though those, like, the weapon armament racks are see-through for us, I think it's still treated as just
it's a block of foreground collision.
Yeah.
And Dom heading into my personal favorite boss of the DLC. I really enjoy fighting Mesmer. Is so enjoyable.
Yeah.
Activate windows, by the way. Just really crucial to activate. Anyway, Dom, though, talking to Hornsent here. The reason Dom is doing this is because Hornsent is one of the NPCs that can be summoned in the fight with Leda much later. Talking to Hornsent here means that he can summon Hornsent in the Mesmer fight. If he summons Hornsent right as he kills Mesmer or whatever, or even for the whole fight.
He's doing the quest line to have maybe kill Leda when she invades.
Oh, to do it earlier?
But that's not on... I wonder if he's mixing up the square between kill Leda and her companions or the Leda invader.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he might, actually.
Does that count? I don't know. Maybe that's a...
No,
if you kill Leda and her companions, but just separately?
No. Because it's not all the companions. Yeah, like Dane.
Kill them all one at a time.
Pretty funny.
Dom quitting out. Oh, and Hornsent's back. Classic front. Maybe Dom just doesn't know the... Yeah.
No, he definitely knows that just talking to Hornsent to have him summon for the fight. But yeah, I think he's just trying to... Might be mixing up the square.
Gotta love a FromSoft quest line. Talk to an NPC. Talk to the next NPC. Quit out. Brush your teeth. Loop-de-loop and pull, and then warp to 5 graces 10 times, and maybe they'll talk to you again.
I just want to call it. That was an amazing reference, by the way. Fantastic reference.
What, the SpongeBob reference?
Oh, yeah. I'm a huge fan.
Bobby, you're already on the mic. Let's hear some donos.
Of course. Well, actually, we have 2 updates for incentives and milestones, actually.
Ooh.
So we have a new $18,000 milestone that if hit, we will see Liam attempt Bowser in the sky blindfolded with Chris on stage right now guiding him. So we definitely want to see that, right, audience? We definitely want to see that 18,000.
Oh, yeah.
We can absolutely do this, 100%. As well as our GDQ Classic, we have a bid war open for saving or killing the animals for that Super Metroid run coming up later. So let's get those donations in if you have a preference.
We gotta kill him. It's faster.
Killing the animals is faster.
Yeah.
I'm in favor.
So you see Domo going into the Mesmer fight here. Ooh, nice stagger in the mid-air stagger. Sheesh. Pretty good damage too. Didn't have as many Shadow Tree fragments as Aggie, I don't think, at this point. But I mean, Great Katana is just a very solid weapon and very well upgraded as well. Ooh, yeah, that kind of
in the embrace.
Yeah, running in with an attack there is a little bit risky because, yeah, he can just throw one of his, like, flurry attacks like that.
And he's going back into Hippo as well.
Hippo for those 2 fragments. And, yeah, you'll see the damage difference compared to when he first went in there. And damage taken difference. Like, it's going to be way different.
Summoning Hornsent right away.
Yeah, because when you summon an NPC, when their sign is in the boss arena itself, like Hornsent or Egon, it doesn't actually increase the health and poise of the boss you're fighting. There's like some DLC exclusive summons. So yeah, Hornsent, to summon him and then talk to him later, he makes him not appear in the Leda fight later. But also, you know, he builds up bleed and just can deal damage himself. So with a bleed weapon, oh yeah, that was very
Aggie's
very
going for phase 2 skip there. Nearly worked. And yeah,
but yeah,
there you
nice
go.
bleed proc at the end, but it didn't even really matter. Oh,
Hornsent got
grabbing there while Mesmer's being grabbed, just has iframe, so Dom was just watching the cinema there for a second.
Phase 2 low-key easier than phase 1.
Yeah, because the snake around Mesmer actually has a hurt box. Oh yeah, Aggie getting the 12 Shadow Tree fragments.
Very nice. So that is an effective block. So now Dom has no bingo lines open.
But yeah, the snake can actually be like separately statused and takes like a little bit of extra damage. I don't think it's a pure like double damage if you hit him while he's in the snake at the end of some attacks, but definitely Mesmer is lacking a bit of health because of that. Nice stagger.
Having the horn scent damage while he's staggered as well.
Yeah,
is
it's nice. Yeah.
So yeah, there are no bingo lines available unless my eyes
There's a
deceive me,
bleed.
which means we are going the distance here. First
Yeah, there's
player
only
to
row
get to
column
13.
Column 1 is still completely open though.
Yeah,
so.
but who's going to do that? Hornsent has died.
Hornsent died. That does not matter actually for the quest, fortunately, because like
Yeah, that would be
that would be unfortunate. So it does seem like Aggie's going back to Mesmer here as well to go to burn the Stealing Tree and kill Letta. He's already killed Romina, actually, where Dom has not. So
There's the Mesmer kill from Domo.
pretty clean fight. Hornsent dying is always funny. Oh, Aggie getting knocked off the ledge there by the Fire Knight. That's
You also missed Aggie died to
never
a
really
mob
get
a
to see
second ago,
that.
I think. So it's been a fun journey over on the right side of the screen.
Mind if I hop in with a special
Please,
donation?
yeah, please, Bobby.
We have $100 from It's CBD.
Yo, what's up, CBD?
Yes. CBD saying, question for 8F and Chris. Who
Here
is
we
the
go.
best bingo team? Team Positive Vibes or Team Monkey Ballers?
Team Positive Vibes.
not biased at all. Yeah.
No, we won one match. So
Yeah, and
we
Monkey
must-
Ballers did not win one match either. They just didn't.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, it's true.
Only facts spoken here.
Yep.
Anyway, Domo going into the Romina fight just did get the Grace right before it. So this is actually, to burn the Stealing Tree, pretty close. I think Domo might beat him.
I think
because
Domo is
already.
Domo's
just
already
needs to
in the
walk
fight.
to it.
Yeah, exactly, and he doesn't have
instead
to
of
warp. So Domo is
Well,
gonna
we'll see how the phase 2
maybe
fight
get
goes
this
in RNG.
snipe.
But Aggie's damage
Aggie's
is
damage
pretty
is
good.
really good. Aggie did not talk to Hornsent, I don't think. I may have missed
So the
it.
Letter's
There's
companion, I don't think he did.
a lot going on, but that's a really nice attack on Aggie's screen. Tons of
big
end
damage.
lag. God, the Mesmer fight is so fun.
It's gonna be the phase 2 transition. Yeah.
Phase 2 transition also just procs a ton of rots, which is not fun.
Yeah. We didn't have audio for Mesmer,
I
but
know, sad.
for the fans.
When Mesmer phase transitions, the very beginning of the cinematic, he just goes, "Gah!"
Yeah.
And we skip it right away, but you can't skip it so fast, so you hear that every time. Oi,
little
oi,
early.
oi, oi, oi. Live ADIF reaction.
Yeah, Dome's actually getting a pretty slow fight from Romina here.
Might be closer than we think.
Aggie keeps it. Oh, there's a stagger though from Domo.
Ooh, the bleed proc on Mesmer. This is going to be close. And this is going to be the fight for sure here for Aggie. Just kidding. Oh!
He's fine. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I almost cursed that so
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I think we both kind of almost did, yeah. So yeah, he just needs to just immediately warp to go to the burning tree, and so yeah, I think he'll. Oh wait,
This is gonna be
wait a
so
minute.
close.
He's right next to the door too. Oh, that honestly probably made the difference.
Oh
there.
my god, dude, this snipe is gonna be sick! Oh my god!
I think it might just matter who presses the square first.
I love bingo. Oh my god, they're literally neck and neck!
Who's gonna get it?
Oh!
Domo marks it. Oh,
Bro, Aggie was like 6 feet from the tree and tried to press the button. Oh my god! Oh my god.
That was so close.
Literally, I don't know if you saw, Aggie just didn't take a
Yeah,
further
no, I
step.
saw, yeah.
Oh my god, bingo is wild. Well, if you're
Yeah,
watching at
anyway.
home, I would highly recommend checking out Bingo Brawlers
Yeah.
Season 4 if you want to see more of that nonsense. And we won't be so tame when the when the snipe happens.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting. Season 4 starting very soon. You will not want to miss it. Bobby, let's get some... you need to speak now.
Yeah.
You think so? All right, well, can do. We have $50 from Edward Malice that says, thanks to everyone who makes GDQ happen. Runners, commentators, tech crew, the crowd, the chat. Have a wonderful weekend. And let's make some noise for this tech crew that's making this all run all weekend long and bringing you GDQ live from TwitchCon. Thank you all so much.
Okay, so Aggie is now fully blocked out of bingo lines, which means column 1 is still open for Domo, but either of our players, as long as Aggie blocks column 1 at some point, both of our players will be able to win on majority. So Aggie is desperately searching for the other hefty pot. He doesn't know where it is. That's a kukri.
Noted.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right there. Ah, there it is. Okay. That's 4, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, that's 4 for Aggie. So Aggie needs one more hefty pot, which will block
He is going to the jail
Bonnie
here.
jail
yeah,
here.
which has like 2 or 3 more, I think. Or he might even just have a faster one to go pick up.
And then it looks like Belarot jail for Domo, which might also be hefty pots. I think there's 2 quick ones down here. No, there's 3, I think. There's 1 in a chest, and then there's 2 in the basement down by the boss. So this is a bit of a race for the hefty pots as well. Aggie's going for the one where you kill the guy throwing the sleeping
Oh,
pots.
right. Okay. I was trying to think, like, where's the pickup here?
The only reason I know that is because I just learned this goal like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So it's top of the brain. But yeah, Aggie's just got to kill this guy throwing these massive sleeping pots, and he'll have his 5th. Domo, I think, is on 3 or 4 as well. So this is actually going to be pretty tight here. I don't know if he picked up both of them in Bonnie Village or not. But this is just going to be a DPS check versus Domo's movement, basically. A stagger.
Which, yeah, these guys are pretty squishy, especially with all the bleed and whatnot.
And this
has the roar at the
scripted roar at the
yeah.
beginning.
Not going for a stagger. But,
Okay.
Oh, it is just already
And
dead.
it just picks up immediately, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it drops it. Yeah, there it is.
And that would be Domo's 5th right there, I think, in that chest maybe. Yeah.
Probably.
Okay, so Aggie sniped Domo right back. Excellent. Domo just Memory of Grace with 400,000 for him.
You don't need the money at this point.
I know, it's just so nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are no bingos available left, which means whichever player reaches 13 points first will win.
Yeah.
We are now in a race to 13, which means we're going the distance, which I personally am very excited about.
Yes.
Audience, how are we enjoying this run so far? It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't really ask for a better bingo showing,
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
I was a little worried at first. When
When it looked like Domo was going to win right away, I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, like this is cool, but like...
Yeah.
But we've had the real bingo experience here. And bingo matches really do, as Chris was saying earlier, they swing from really fast to full 2 hours. And of course, after this, thank you to your generosity, we will be seeing the Radon fight at the end. So don't worry, there is more Elden Ring gaming coming up after this run is done. So it looks like St. Trina is Aggie's angle right now, probably.
Because that is Putrescent Knight as well, which is a boss with Knight in its name.
True, I completely forgot about that goal.
Yeah.
Who have we had so far?
I don't think...
I think it's just Putrescent Knight would be the first for either of them.
I think so, yeah. Maybe I'm forgetting. But yeah, that square isn't too bad, because, I mean, there's one right by the start, Knight of the Solitary Jail, which they changed from Black Jail Knight. Like, they just changed the name in the most recent patch of that.
Yeah, like
that
literally
boss.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, I guess. But other than that, there's not really any that are like... Yeah, that will just be the goal. There's not really synergy with other things.
And Aggie's level 12 Shadow Tree Fragment is so nice. Like,
Yeah, he's gonna be saying way
we were
more
talking
damage
about
now.
that benefit, but like being at 12 is so good. Chris was talking about how it's sort of a diminishing return the higher you go, but once you get to 12, you're at about as good as the buff needs to be. So Aggie's going to have just a flat damage buff over Domo for the rest of this, because Domo at this point has no reason really to go kill Gaius, which would get net 5 fragments.
Yeah, running through this area is probably one of the worst areas besides like in Limb to run through with all the purple rock worm laser dudes. And birds. As you can tell. such an annoying parry to run through. Oh my gosh.
Both of them just experiencing the fun right now. And the noise, really the sound effect. Oh, and we get to watch the guy jump off the cliff.
As one does.
As one does. The really strangely placed enemy coming up here in a second.
Oh, the Misbegotten.
Yeah,
right?
the Misbegotten. Who do you think I was talking about?
No, I didn't know. I was trying to think who you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about the like spectral Misbegotten
Yeah,
that's about
yeah.
to literally 100% of the time walk off the cliff. But first, skeletons, obviously.
I think Dom is running through to... Maybe
He's heading down into...
Yeah, oh, the giant lightning ram.
Is that
This
down
is
here?
where the giant lightning ram is, yes. He's running straight to it.
And there
And
he goes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. He actually drops an incantation, which that is a square on the board, or like potentially a square to be on the board. Require like 6 DLC incantations, so just a free one on the way. Here we see Domo going up to the giant lightning ram, and that is it. Ooh, yeah, Impaling Thrust is actually really good to deal with because it's a pretty good disjointed hitbox here, and it like lasts a while. But yeah.
Does he have a set path?
He does.
It looks like it.
But he can get off it. Like when you hit him, he'll do like a little kind of a spin and then like see this, and then he'll go back to the path. If he gets hit by the Fulgur Bloom flowers there, or just by a player. Let's see, I guess something hit him over there, or maybe just the tree. Oh, little late on that.
You know,
thrust.
Domo can't really be mad about this because he made this goal. So
It's a great goal.
It is
I'm
a great
fan.
goal.
Even
I
if
foresee
it's
a lot of
frustrating.
this.
Yeah.
I foresee a lot of this season. People just being like, I can't do it.
Aggie going to the Putrescent Knight fight, which, you know, we did say Aggie does have a lot of damage. Putrescent Knight's actually the Remembrance boss with the least amount of health. But he is pretty resistant to slash damage, which is what Aggie's dealing with here. So it's not going to be crazy damage, but it's still pretty good. And there we go. Dom gets the giant lightning ram. So tying it back up 9-9 here.
We're on 9s right now.
So at this point, there's really no synergy left on the board. It's really just like, get what you can get.
I will say, Igon's Furled Finger, Dom has a ton
yeah, he has
of advantage
already.
on that because he's already killed ADM. He's already into Jagged Peak.
Yeah, but Aggie
has
I
O
think Dom
Mother
grabbed O
and the
Mother.
Gaius Grace, which Dom doesn't have the Gaius Grace yet.
Correct.
So the Finger ruins Deo. Deo. Giant
Unless
Hand.
Lamenter the Grace there, though. So
That's true. Leda and her
Aggie low
companions.
there.
I will say, Leda and her
obvious.
companions, Dom won't have to fight Hornsent, but
Or
Aggie will.
yeah. Which honestly, I think Aggie's damage should be enough to defeat Hornsent before Dane spawns in, so it won't be that big of a deal, but you know, it's obviously slower and more difficult to deal with. Oh, so yeah, Domo's going to the Knight of the Solitary Jail, as we were saying earlier, for one of the night bosses.
Interesting.
So, but I think this will be his first. Yeah, and pretty good damage.
You know, Chris, as Aggie finishes this boss here, many years ago at a GDQ, I think at a GDQX, my good friend Andy literally handed the controller to another player so he could go to the bathroom. I'm not doing something so egregious, but I'm literally moments from peeing my pants. So I'm gonna go to the I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
I'll try to hold down the fort.
Okay, thanks, Chris. All right, have fun. I'll be back.
You know, funny you say that, Adef. I also have to go to the bathroom. So, you know what? We're going to do that same thing. We're going to have a full bathroom break, I suppose. We're going to hand it over to Sav.
Just take Ada's headset. Okay. Oh, and now this one. Hello? Okay, that works. There we go. So Aggie defeated the Putrescent Knight, one of the Knight bosses, and now he's starting to have the Saint Trina dialogue to the quest line to have Saint Trina talk to you, which I believe you have to die 4 times, which is just a lot of this, just running through and then the slow death animation. So it is a pretty good time sink, and it always feels so much longer than it really is, too, because it's just, you aren't pressing anything. I'm actually fighting a second Knight boss. The Black Knights they're really just a strong enemy. Like, I don't know how these guys are a boss, because as you can see, with the Great Katana, when just a basic R1 will stagger the boss, like flinch him, and you can just get a ton of free hits in. Has very low poise too. Yeah, see just like these basic attacks from a decently sized weapon and the stagger. Yeah, it's like very free. I think Aggie running up to his 3rd death here. From dying to the sweet, sweet nectar. Ooh, missing the riposte there from Domo, and there's a nice kill on the second. Oh, maybe that's all 3? Okay, yeah, that's just 2. Curious to see what he goes for the 3rd one here. This little flop over on the Saint Trina death is always so funny. Okay, Dom's actually going to the Rolana fight here. So you can actually, as you'll see here shortly, you can actually go into the castle entrances from the back way here. You can jump around to the side and then just land to right in front of the elevator. 4th death coming up here. Here's your, like we swapped headsets because it broke when you left. I had to just take one. So, hi, welcome back.
What happened?
No, don't worry about it.
I can confirm Bobby Berm washed his hands. Bobby,
yeah,
it was nice to see you in there, by the way, Bobby.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, we talked about donations. We talked about the bingo. It was great.
Yeah, we had a full conversation.
So there's Saint Trina talking to you, the 4th death, and then Aggie is on 10 squares now.
Ooh, the pressure is on. We do know Domo has sort of.
This is his 3rd Knight boss.
Is it really? What did he do in between Blacktail?
He did the Black Knight in for reprimand.
Oh, Edge Red?
Yeah.
Did he do the crouch R1 spam?
Not really. Just kind of fought him, just impaling through, just killed him. It's
yeah.
Fight. But now you can see Aggie going to that same boss. You know, a little risky of Aggie to actually go for the talking to Saint Trina before going to the Knight boss, because he was ahead on the 3 Knight bosses, I think.
No, because he was only had 1.
Well, the Putrescent Knight, but then it's easier to get to the other 2 instead of having to fight Rolana. Right?
Oh, sure, yeah, I guess
And then
so.
can come back for the Saint Trina.
But he doesn't know what Dom's doing.
Exactly. So that's the thing. It's like when we see both perspectives and everything, it's like it's a little obvious, but. Oh, nice stagger before the phase transition on Rolana there. She might do that on get up as well, which you can get a big punish here, as you'll be able to see. Okay,
She's not even.
She might
probably
still
this next
do it.
attack, I would say. She's gonna do it here.
It'd be weird. Yeah. Oh yeah, off to the side. If you're right in front of her, that won't stagger that. Okay, but it knocks you down, so he's fine. You get the iframes when you get knocked down like that.
That was late. It's fine?
No, jumping late, you want to jump that a little later.
Really?
If you jump it too early, you'll land on the hitbox. Like,
see, we learn things every day.
And there's
Ooh, and Aggie was heading to Garu.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on 10 all.
Type, yeah.
We're on 10 all here.
What would you jump to right now?
If I'm Domo, I go back to Lamenter's Jail, I think. Right? Like,
I would go for the Spear Dashes, because you know you're already up, like, the 1 on that. And because you got the torch, it's like that's the, you know, you're not running all the way through Jory into Midra's Mance, right? So it's like Aggie knows that Domo is already, at least has the grace for Lamenter's boss, right? So trying to, there's a little bit of a bluff action perhaps from there. Like, oh, do I go for this? Do I go for that?
Looks like Aggie's a little indecisive as what's next. I think he just went to Dragon's Pit Terminus, maybe? If I read that right. No, I just didn't. That's okay. There's the pickup from killing the boss. If you kill a boss and then warp away too quickly, the pickup will proc next time you're just in the area.
Yeah, just load it in and get it.
So Dom is going over to Igon right now, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Aggie might be going to the Fourth Finger as well, running through there to the Ancient Dragon Man. So, yeah. It's a little definitely behind on that, but ahead in other ways with the Finger Runes, as you're saying, because he has the Gaia's Grace and all that.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, okay, so, realistically, there's 5 squares left. And one of our players needs to do 3 of them. So it's any square you don't get at this point is pretty bad. And, Aggie's probably thinking, what squares do I have no chance on? And clearly he thinks, I've got a chance on this one. Obviously, we can see that there's a bit of a lead difference, but, it's impossible to know that.
Yeah, there's no knowledge, like, through the squares that I would have of where Domo's at right now, so. And vice versa, honestly, like, Domo has no idea what Aggie's going
Yeah,
for,
exactly.
Right? So. Yeah, upcoming at here is so to get Egon's Furled Finger, you defeat this dragon boss where the 2 dragons are fighting against each other. The dragon that's not a boss is like way weaker and deals way less damage to the boss one. So there's like kind of 2 strats. One which is faster, more optimal, just hit the main boss like this while the other is hitting it. But it can be risky with just 2 dragon hitboxes being thrown around all the time with like the fire and so on. Like right there's some fire coming out, but good dodges from Dom. If you can get a stagger off, that'll be pretty big. Ooh. There's a stagger. And see, that's why sometimes it's better to just kill the one that isn't a boss first and just to have a one-on-one fight. But, that is a bit slower for sure. Ooh, nice little blind spot usage with the Aggie there against Ancient Dragon Man. So you do actually get iframes on like the dash part of the blind spot, like the Ash Award on the backhand blades here. And you see how you kind of just go through that attack and deals pretty good damage.
I think they, in one of the recent patches, decreased the iframe range. Or so they adjusted the iframes, I think, on blind spot. Still a super quick kill,
Pretty quick fight, yeah.
So both of our runners here are going to be racing towards this next goal. Wrong door. Domo again.
But yeah, the fight that Domo's doing, we already saw, is pretty volatile. So it's like anything could honestly happen, even though he does have a pretty solid lead here.
Bobby, as our friends fight and run here, I think we could probably take a couple.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we have good news. We have $100 from Konsinki GM. Thank you so much for that donation. No comment provided, but thank you so much. As well as $90 from Sav that says, gotta love bingo. Thank you for the Elden Ring love at TwitchCon this year and happy to support a great cause. Great job. Players and commentators cannot wait for season 4.
Thank you, Sav. Appreciate that.
Thank you,
Dom
thank you.
again dying to the fire here. Aggie catching up pretty quickly.
He might be going to Lamenter.
Uh-huh.
Going off to, not doing the obvious there. Interesting.
Oh, so interesting. Yeah, I don't know what the play is
Just calling
here.
his bluff that, like, if...
I guess so, but...
Or maybe Dom just purposely will be like, I'm not going to deal with that. If Aggie wants to spend his time with that fight, he can.
Sure. Yeah, maybe.
Because, like, as you saw earlier, it's not...
I mean, Aggie's weapon will be flat better for Lamenter just because it's quicker.
Yeah, exactly. Just get more hits in.
I do kind of love that we saw the 2 sort of meta weapons today. It wasn't just both Great Katana.
Yeah.
I like that we're seeing both backhand blades and Great Katana. Just some nice weapon diversity, because a lot of times sort of Elden Ring speedrun meta can be a little centralizing towards one particular build, but it's nice to see 2.
Yeah. And yeah, there are moments or like opportunities on the board for like completely different weapons as well. Like the Anvil Hammer could be a weapon that's being used, like depending on if there's like clear a forge square on there, things like that. So there's the, I got
Oh my god.
See, it's very risky to just keep the second one alive, as I was kind of saying, but obviously, It is faster to have the smaller dragon. Well, I guess the same size, but the non-boss dragon to be hitting the boss dragon for extra damage there.
An incident is developing.
Yep.
We're here at the scene. There's an
It's a
incident.
live incident.
Live incident.
I'm surprised they haven't been grabbing more Spirit Ashes along the way.
I mean, low key, and I'm almost not even joking, they might just not know him.
That's fair,
Like,
yeah.
DLC Bingo is still relatively young, and
I mean, I don't really know.
I don't
too
know
well
him.
either,
The one I know is the one Dom got.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I know a couple more, yeah. I think Domo is closest to one to the Fly Village.
There's also the, if you kill the boss in the jail right by Great Katana, I'm pretty sure you get one for him. The
Yeah, you do.
Swordmaster
Yeah,
Onze.
yeah.
I think he has
Yoda.
one. Yoda, yeah. Can we get a Yoda impression, Chris?
No.
Okay. Just checking. Bobby, any takers?
Pass.
Okay.
Ada?
You talking to me?
So yeah, Aggie going for the Lamenter jail. Probably going for that square. No other reason to be there than the torch is claimed.
Nice
Nice
stagger.
yeah.
This boss does have a lot of health.
Yeah. Oh no, he's.
Oh, he's.
killing the-
I was like,
killing the
wow, he's
other one.
doing no damage.
I was gonna say, where's the health bar? So yeah, having enough of the shenanigans going on.
And this should be an easy cleanup now for Domo.
Yeah.
If you've played enough of the previous seasons of Bingo, you fought a lot of base game dragons. And
These ones have a slightly different moveset.
yeah, but only like one or two new
they're-
moves,
they're
and they're
still dragon.
relatively dodgeable.
Oh,
That's
that-
tough
Yeah, he's fine.
and well
But
avoided.
that move is bad RNG because want to keep up the stagger meter, which is like
Well, the dragon stagger meter does not go down very fast.
it's not as fast. Yeah. Did we explain how that works? It's kind of like
Yeah, I did.
Halo
Yeah,
energy
yeah.
shields. Okay.
Halo Energy Shields is a good way to
Yeah.
put it. Chris's explanation, I explained it a little earlier, but yeah, you can think of it like an overshield. Like the boss has an overshield that goes down, and then after a certain amount of time, it will go back up if you don't deplete it fully. And that's how you get a boss to stagger.
And even
that
if you
bleed
do like
from.
one little hit, but like throwing a throwing dagger, even
Anything.
just will keep will deal poise damage and then reset timer back to full.
Another good stagger here. Slope, maybe? No, he's fine.
So it looks like actually Aggie's pivoting back to that.
Yeah, which feels...
Maybe he's just waiting for him to mark one and then just gonna go for the other and just try to race him from.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which honestly is not a bad play.
Summon me. And there's the mark.
Aggie's gonna
Aggie
see
getting the
that.
info, and he's going to warp away immediately.
Go to the Karo's grave, yeah.
Or not.
Or the Lamenter jail, yeah.
Okay, I was like, what's going on?
Might get another side-by-side race here. Although Dom has cleared through the Lamenter jail.
Yeah, he doesn't have to get any of the keys, which Aggie has to get all of the keys to this jail that Dom hasn't done. This jail is not my favorite, and the traversal is a little annoying, but Dom's already done it. So he still has to walk back, but the vast majority of it's done. Like he doesn't have to get this key that Aggie has to get. There's a second key Aggie has to get. All right, it's the second key just for the torch.
No, you need the second key.
You need the second key, okay.
But the torch is locked behind the second key as well, yeah. So we'll see though if Domo can have a cleaner Lamenter fight compared to the last time.
One would hope.
Yeah.
One would hope. I'd also like to just thank everybody. We've raised like $2,000 in the course of the last hour and a half. It's just really amazing. Again, it's for a great cause.
Mind if I hop in with that update on the milestone?
Please.
Yeah, go for
Like
it.
you said, we were just over $2,000 towards that Bowser in the Sky blindfold. And again, if it's met, we will get Liam to attempt that Bowser in the Sky blindfolded level with Chris guiding him. So we do want to see that. So if we get to that $18,000, we'll be good to go there. And with that, we have one quick donation. We have $50 from Waroth that says, loving the bingo, loving some GDQ. Keep up the great work, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Domo back to the Lamenter fight. Yeah, when he fades out like that, he unlocks on. Like you can't lock onto him anymore, but his hitbox is actually still there for a good amount of time after He visually fades out. Oh, yeah, they not quite attackable yet. Nice big sweeping hit.
I was saying earlier, dude,
yeah.
the Great Katana, the reach is so nice. Oh my god,
Ooh,
the
nice.
triple.
Yeah, and that was the real one actually that he just hit. But killed all the others, so it doesn't get the debuff. Like any progress towards it, so. Very clean kind of first part here for Domo.
This guy has way too much health.
He really does. And I don't think he can bleed or anything, because like, he would have by now. Maybe it's reset on each warp or something. Like having one of the the Saints, I think, blocking his path. Ooh, big attack there. Oh, he found the real one. Not opting to just do enough damage to the real one, probably just thinking...
Scarred by the last attempt.
Yeah, it's better safe than sorry. But yeah, it's still going to be 2 debuff skulls here, I think. Yeah. Aggie going to the fight now, too. We can see, wow, his damage is so much more. It's actually crazy. Domo losing his mind a little bit on missing the boss there.
So we have a race here. Aggie's damage, like Chris said, much better if Chris can, or if Aggie can find the boss
That's the real one. Yep. Narrowed it in. So it really depends how this phase goes for Domo. I think Aggie will catch up on the next cycle here. Maybe even...
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh!
And there it is. Wow.
Wow, it was literally like 4 seconds different. Oh, dude, Aggie's not happy. Aggie is not happy to see the snipe.
Yeah, now Aggie has to get
All
every one of
three.
the square remainings.
All 3 squares.
So Domo can just kind of pick and choose what he wants to do here.
Domo literally just needs 1. Yeah, so unfortunately,
what he's going for.
we're literally just now in a scenario where Aggie just has to guess correctly 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, Aggie needs to guess correctly and outplay.
Oh, those
3
bird
times.
warriors are... Yeah, those guys are crazy. But yeah, I think Domo's running through here to the Ailing Village?
Gotta be
I forget what it's
Spirit
called,
Ashes.
For the fly.
Spirit Ashes,
man
yeah.
Fly Ashes. Huh. I don't know where to go for the third. I'm not too familiar. Maybe the one on... Yeah, there's one on the elevator, kind of in the loft in Shadowkeep. You like send the elevator down, then the other one back down, then stand on top of as the first one comes back.
Oh, yeah,
by
yeah.
the Fire Knight on the rooftop or the beams. Very good descriptions, but you know,
At
we'll
Storehouse
see when we
Loft?
get there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bobby, I have an inkling this might be one of our last opportunities for donations. It is seeming potentially that way.
Absolutely. Well, I can give you a couple more here. We have $50 from Kala that says, take my money for a great cause. So true. And we also have another $25 from Brando, who was on stage yesterday with myself. It says, love you all. Thank you for an amazing GDQ.
Thank you, Brando.
Thank you,
Brando
Brando.
did great yesterday. Not good enough to beat
Not,
Chris.
yeah, not good enough at the rock, paper, scissors.
Not enough at the RPS. Oh, these guys.
Yeah, this
Dude.
is like the worst running section in all of like Souls games. Because
It's
as you
so
can tell,
ridiculous.
like you got the lion guy chasing you got the 2 casters spamming the spiral stuff, and then there's just like an Inquisitor there who shoots the golden arcs at you too, just for fun. Not the best time.
Domo again, Memory of Gracing with over 200,000 runes.
Who needs it?
Casual players, seething.
Although the last 2 squares are... Oh, wait, no, he just needs 1 more, right?
He just needs 1.
Yeah.
Trying to remember 1 more Spirit Ash.
Yeah. Wonder which one he's going for. Guess this one in Ancient Rao Ruins. I'm here to learn as well.
Let's go. He
maybe
doesn't
not.
know. Maybe. Who's to say? So yeah, Domo's really just looking for a third Spirit Ash here. Maybe he's deciding, oh, this Grace is actually closer to wherever he's going. Chris and I don't know, we're stupid. And Aggie, meanwhile, running back to Leda. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with these guys who make the spirals come out of the ground. This is
not good.
Truly a choice.
If it wasn't random, then it'd be fine. But like the spread where they go is just totally random.
And putting this guy right here.
Yep. Ooh, nice little jump there. Didn't get actually like knocked down by it, I don't think. Yeah, blocking the whole blocking and running thing. Yeah, better just put out on this section, honestly.
Oh, there's a door here?
Yeah, this is like the normal way to kind of run through it instead of doing the skip as we saw them both do earlier. Oh my gosh, spirals are...
You can luckily kill this guy.
Yeah, yeah. And then if the line guy is chasing you, you can quit out if you need, but...
I think Dom also doesn't know where it is. Is it that thing?
Oh, no, it wouldn't be a small item pickup like that. You can generally kind of tell what item is based on the size and the color of it.
Funny. You know, this might be what changes the game.
Yeah, I mean, and given enough time searching for it.
We're moments away from Dom pulling up Vextra on his phone.
I guess that isn't not allowed.
Oh, he found it? There it is.
Ashes.
And GG's. That is time.
Victory goes to Captain
Victory
Domo.
goes to Captain Domo. Ooh, we got lights. Whoa. When did this happen? All right, let's put those headsets back on, boys. Well played. Truly a tremendous round of bingus. Excellently played bingo from both players. Some crazy snipes, which you love to see on the GDQ stage.
Yeah, love the very close moment.
Yeah, let's... Domo, how are you feeling?
Exhausted. Honestly, it's like an hour 40 of just like complete concentration pretty much for these bingo matches, making sure they don't like miss anything. It was very good. I think it was a very entertaining match, though. I think that was a great showcase for Bingo Elden Ring in general. Yeah, what did you guys think? What was that? How was it going for you guys?
I mean, it was an incredible match from both of you guys.
Yeah.
Really, really great call-outs. And, like, there were snipes on both sides. Like, there were snipes on both sides. And it just so happened, honestly, that Domo just made a couple of good guesses, I think. And Aggie 1 foot away from the ceiling tree, dude. That was...
Lamenter as well.
You literally missed Lamenter by 2 seconds. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, that was a good match.
You played really well. Really.
No, I'm not too upset with how that went. Yeah, the hippo death sucked at the start.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah. I whiffed the last hit and just died. So that was unfortunate. And then I thought for sure he would go for Red Bear after that, but he went Dancing Lion, and then I got sniped there too.
Oh, okay.
Then I had to get a little creative with it. And
yeah, the column 4 really got me nervous. That's why I didn't like fully commit to the Skidoo level 12, because everyone knows like that's a really long square.
Right.
So I was like, all right, well, he could probably book column 4 before I even get level 12, so I got to do something. And then I think I got sniped on Gaius, and I was like, okay, let me go for Torch. That way I can set up some other things. And I got the Lamenter's Torch, which kind of saved me a little bit there. But yeah, that was really intense.
Yeah, and the running up to the section to the burn the ceiling tree.
You were literally like
in the same spot.
You were running up together. It was honestly nuts. The crowd was going wild. Any last thoughts, guys? I mean, please plug Bingo Brawlers. Plug what you got going on.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys really enjoy what happened today, these matches are going to be officially season 4 starting October 4th. It's going to be players. I can't name all of them off the top of my head right now, but please go check out bingobrawlers.com, which has the schedule, has the players and everything. It's going to be on my Twitch channel, Captain Domo, Captain_Domo on twitch.tv for all of the matches. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed the showcase, and I hope you guys look forward to a full season of Bingo and these matches.
Yeah. Aggie, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, really, that covered it all. Yeah, if you want to check out Bingo, please go give Domo a follow. BingoBrawlers.com has the full schedule for everything. It'll be firing up pretty shortly after TwitchCon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you just want to see more of us, follow all of our channels. We both, or all 4 of us, do a lot of Soul stuff and just other wacky things.
Twitch.tv, little Aggie, Ada from Star Zero Chris. There you go.
All right, gamers, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for donating, raising so much money for charity.